So the Falcons, they go get Kirk Cousins. And then, for some reason, they decide to draft a quarterback in the top 10, which is
What? Why would they pay all that money?
you're getting this. You're getting the NFL, Jenna, more than you know. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Read Option presented by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt. Do you want to say your name?
Jenna.
That's Jenna. The show where book people become sports people learn how to read.
Yep.
Better?
Mhm.
I think that one's better. I think that we're workshopping it still. If you have
I
ideas
don't hate it.
we need a tagline. We need like this is our elevator pitch line. So if you have a good one, leave a comment. Week 1 of the NFL is here. We're going to recap that, talk about that a little bit, and we have some top 5 rankings to get to as well. Let's start there. Jenna, the floor is yours.
Start with my rankings?
We're going to start with your rankings. I'm excited. What are you ranking today?
So I've been keeping a little bit of a secret from you. Last week we discussed that I was going to name the top 5 NFL players.
Correct.
As I was pulling out of your driveway, I thought of a genius idea that would spice things up a little bit more.
Okay.
So I have ranked a top 5, but they're the hottest NFL players.
Okay. All right. I like where this is going. I feel
Right?
like I have a decent idea of where we're going to go with this, but the floor
I
is yours.
think
I'm not
you'll
going to
be
impede on your list.
I think you'll be a little bit surprised.
Okay. Backstory on this list. How much research did you do?
A lot.
Or is this okay? This wasn't just off the dome. These are the 5
some
NFL.
of them were, but I tried to stray away from like the vanilla, like the classic hot list.
Oh, okay. You meant
You know,
basic.
so I tried to get a slightly more creative.
Gotcha.
But you'll
Another
probably
question. You texted me earlier that your uncle helped with this list.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just checking.
I knew that would be funny when you realized what the list was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, floor is yours. Who we got?
Okay, so this isn't like 1 to 5, it's just 5 of them.
You
So
got to
like
rank
number
them.
1 isn't the hottest.
You have to rank them.
Why?
Because that's the point of this segment.
Okay, I mean, like, I feel like it slightly is. Okay.
Start with the ugliest on your list.
Okay. Number 5, playing for the Washington Commanders, is Sam Hartman.
Okay, yeah, yep, that's valid. Notre Dame boy, hot.
I'm not a huge fan of the flow. He's got the really long hair sometimes, but a very attractive man.
Yes, hot dude,
Okay.
good hair. I mean, yeah, looks good.
Good hair, yep. All right. Number 4, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, speaks for itself. I mean, underrated eyes in the league. I think he's got good eyes. He's got the voice down. He's got the hot voice.
Everybody who I was with today disagreed with me on Jalen Hurts.
Really? I feel like he was like unanimously attractive quarterback.
That's what I thought too. But no.
Interesting. All right.
They were
Maybe
all
this
like,
is polarizing.
Really? Yeah, apparently.
He's also the quarterback of your Super Bowl pick. So you predicted the Eagles to win the Super Bowl this year. So
Yep.
So
I know.
That's not helping your case of like you're just picking them based off hot people.
I did my research enough that I even wrote the teams down next to their names.
Wow. I love this.
Don't you love the preparation here?
I love it. You're committed.
Okay. Number 3, Cole Kmet, Bears.
Ooh, okay. I know Cole Kmet. I don't quite know what he looks like. Let me do a quick Google. Cole Kmet. Yeah. I mean, actually no. Like not like he's unattractive, but like
okay,
I feel like I went to college with 5 of these guys. That's that one photo. Again, I feel like I know 8 of those guys. Like it's not groundbreaking attractive.
I think that's a good thing. He's not
Okay, I
unattainable.
guess. Okay, I mean, sure, yeah. Go for
Okay,
it. Shoot your shot. Shoot a DM.
I'm good on the DMs.
Okay.
I don't have a
Okay.
great I don't have a great track record with that.
It's true. Valid.
Also,
All right,
I
who
have
else
him
we got?
I have him as number 6 on the list.
Oh,
As
you're 0 for 1 DMs?
yeah.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Do you want to say who it is?
Am I at 2?
Should we wait, do we want to say who your number 6 was?
Yeah, so he's number 6 on my list. He didn't crack the top 5. But Alec Pierce on the Colts.
Alec, if you're watching, check your DMs.
Please don't.
All right,
Okay.
number 2, who we got?
Number 2, this is like you're gonna be like, "Ugh, seriously?" Travis Kelce. And my mom said, "You only think he's attractive because he's dating Taylor Swift." And I stand very firmly in the fact that that is not the case.
There's obviously no way to prove that it isn't the case, but I would have to
It's
agree
not.
with your mom there.
I actually find
And
him
it's, again,
very attractive. His personality is amazing, and his style is great.
and I also think you wouldn't know his personality or style if he wasn't dating
Okay,
wasn't dating Taylor Swift.
I don't
So
disagree with
there is
that.
that.
Okay. Are you
So
ready
the
for
things
next
you
one?
like about him are the things you like about him are the only things you would have only seen because he's dating Taylor Swift.
Right, but that doesn't mean that I like him because he's dating Taylor Swift. Like,
Technically, it does. But I'm not gonna push back on that too much. I get it. I get what you're saying.
okay.
Number 1, I have no idea who this is gonna be because I assume Travis was gonna be 1. To be honest.
All right, I'm going to tell you the team.
Okay, and then I can try to guess.
Yeah, 49ers.
Oh, you're either gonna go Fred Warner. I don't think you'll go Brock Purdy. He looks like a baby. Not. Oh, I feel like they have a. Oh, you're gonna go McCaffrey.
No, he's too vanilla for me.
Okay, yeah, he's a very white boy.
I don't mean vanilla as in the color of his
I
skin.
know, I know.
Making me look bad over here.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. It's not.
He did a Skims campaign.
He just skims him.
Do you even know what that is?
No.
Then that
But
reference. That
yeah, it doesn't help. Okay, who is it? Who we got? Number 1.
Nick Bosa.
Oh, really?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Why, as a man, I expect that you can identify another attractive man.
Yeah, him and Cole Kmet don't
Mm.
do it. Don't do it for me.
Okay, you've got to see the Skims campaign.
Okay, maybe I'll check that out more.
I'll show you.
Okay, I mean, I guess, yeah. I honestly disappointed in your list. I'll say it. I feel like you could have done better. I know it's personal preference, but like, I feel like you could have done better here.
Are you kidding?
I mean, yeah, he's not a unattractive man, but I feel like there's better.
Who? Because
there's.
I did a lot of research. I Googled hottest NFL players.
I mean, Garoppolo not cracking your top 5 is crazy.
He's a bad person.
It's kind of a slap in the face to Joey Bosa, because I would argue
I didn't think he was as attractive.
it's not. DJ Moore, give him a Google search. I think you would like him. It's one of the more attractive receivers, I would say. I think we did this draft. I did this draft on the live show like 2 years ago, and I'm pretty sure I drafted DJ Moore. We were just drafting hot NFL players. Yeah, I mean, we were bored during the summer. I was doing a live show every day.
I feel like you shouldn't do that again.
Yeah, I probably won't. Then you just go watch the original draft from 2 years ago, along with the other 10 people.
Yeah, he's not bad. I don't think he's hotter than the guys on my list, though.
He's hotter than Cole Kmet. I'll say that right now.
Okay, do you want to hear
Cole Kmet's really bothering me, to be honest.
I
don't know why he's on
honorable mentions?
Sure.
TJ Watt.
Okay. So you have a type. You have defensive ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel Jones.
Oh, speaking of, we just made him look like a baby back bitch today. Shout out to the Vikings, just destroyed him. He's a terrible quarterback. Continue.
Jarrett Stidham.
Jarrett Stidham, Auburn
Stidham.
great. Okay. Yep.
Stidham. Yeah, that's it. And then Christian McCaffrey, but
Okay.
he's too basic for me.
Okay. Fair enough. It's a good list. I
I'm
mean,
I'm
not a good list,
disappointed that
but
you're disappointed in my list.
I think it's just Cole Kmet. The rest of the list is fine, to be honest.
Okay.
Cole Kmet's really bothering me. But anyways,
Well, really, your reaction is really bothering me.
Saquon Barkley should be on your list as well. Another hot one.
He came up in discussion.
Okay, he was discussed on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
I have a list as well, my top 5. I switched it up. I was going to do something author related, but then the more I thought about this show and the concept of it, my entryway into books, it has to be movies because I'm very into movies.
Mhm.
The story, like there's a lot of overlap between movies and books. So that's going to be my leeway into books. So my top 5 for this week is top 5 movies that I didn't know were books first.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a fun one. These were shocking to me. So we'll start with number.
Wait, did some of these did you figure out from making the list?
Yeah, all of them I found out from making the list.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
was just doing research. I was reading up on it.
Okay.
Number five, I did know was a book. So it's Shawshank Redemption, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. One of my top 10 movies of all time. I knew it was a book, but I didn't know it was a Stephen King novel.
Oh.
And the original title was Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption, which I'm so glad they didn't name the movie that because have you seen Shawshank Redemption?
Nope.
So it basically gives away a big plot point of the movie. I would have focused way more on that plot point of Rita Hayworth had I known that was the original title. So very glad I didn't know this going into the movie, but still one of the greatest movies of all time. I knew it was a book, but I didn't know the details, and I didn't know Stephen King wrote it. So Stephen King, obviously very popular author. Number 4, this one's very interesting. Pitch Perfect. And Pitch Perfect is based off a true story, a nonfiction book. Someone wrote about these a cappella groups, and then the movie Pitch Perfect is based off of this book.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Yes, it is.
I don't think that belongs on the list.
The writer of the Pitch Perfect movie, of the screenplay, cited this book and said this inspired this. So it's not a direct like Pitch Perfect. It was called Pitch Perfect and then it became it, but it's based off the novel.
Okay.
It counts. And I wrote down the description for the book because it was really funny to me. The description of the book is high notes, high drama, and hijinks collide as elite collegiate a cappella groups compete to be the best in the nation. Very funny to me that this was a book. Hijinks?
I don't get that. Oh.
That one took you a second, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that one interesting to me. Number 3 on my list, very interesting one, was the movie Freaky Friday, starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, which is
I knew that one.
You knew that was a book before?
Mm-hmm.
The book came out in 1972. That's crazy to me. It took
you know
30 years. I did know that. Very excited for that.
Have you seen Freaky Friday?
I have seen Freaky Friday. Love that movie.
It's a good movie.
One of the all-time in movie or in film bands. That band rocks so hard. During the Battle of the Bands,
the one that Lindsay Lohan is in?
Yeah. One of the best like movie bands of all time. I don't want to grow up. I don't want to go. I don't know the rest of the words. Take me away, away. Yeah. So that was cool. Like that movie a lot. Number 2, very interesting to me. This actually blew my mind. Shrek. Shrek was based off a book. Don't say yeah, like you knew that?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that was common knowledge. That blew my mind. And number 1,
for some reason I know that.
Number one, the most interesting one to me, because I think the movie is very, very good, and the movie's talked about a ton, and no one talks about the book ever, is Fight Club. Did not know Fight Club was a book first. That
Is
because that
that
movie's like
direct?
direct. It was called. I think it was called Fight. It's like directly the characters from the book are the characters in the movie. It's like, not word for word, but like direct inspiration, basically screenplay based off the book. So that was very interesting to me. Those are the top 5 movies that I did not know were books first. So
I
that
have
makes me want to like read those books because I'm like, that's wild.
I have an unpopular opinion about books that are turned into movies.
Movie adaptations, go for it.
A lot of people, like, I know that when It Ends With Us came out, everybody was like, oh my gosh, I've got to hurry and read it before I see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I actually prefer to read the book after I've seen the movie.
That's crazy to me. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it with It Ends With Us is once I see the movie, I
Mm-hmm.
have no desire to read the book. I have to read the book first.
Yeah.
And the book will give me interest in seeing the movie. Like there could be a movie I have no interest in, but if I've read the books for some reason, I may
Mm-hmm.
have an interest in.
Mm-hmm.
Like Where the Crawdads Sing is a good
Yeah.
example. I saw that movie. Now I have no desire to read the book.
Oh, great book.
Did you read it first, I'm assuming?
I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't even seen the movie. Okay. Movie's
Mm.
decent. Not bad. Didn't hate it.
It sounded like you just didn't like it if you wouldn't read the book.
No, I mean I liked It Ends With Us. I'm not gonna read the book.
Oh.
But once I see the movie, I know the storyline. I know the plot. Like I
Yeah,
don't
but
need
a
the
lot
extra
of
details.
times it's different. Have
But
you
it's
seen My
80% the
Sister's
same.
Keeper, the
No.
movie?
No.
Okay, I've got a project.
I've seen The Help. Oh, you want me to read what is it? My Sister's Keeper?
I want you to watch the movie,
Okay. I
and
can
then
do
I want
this.
you to read the book.
I don't know.
Because
Okay,
that book
maybe.
is very different than the movie, like, very different. Like,
Okay.
the whole ending is different.
See, that's okay, that's interesting when they completely change. They
I
take a lot of
know.
creative freedom there. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's what they did basically with Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I haven't read Game of Thrones, but basically my understanding of it is basically it got to the point where the TV series was past where the books had gone.
Oh, so then they just had to kinda make up what.
Yeah, so they just like kind of kept going and they were like, we got to keep making money and keep making this show. So sorry, George R. R. Martin, whatever your name is. We're going to keep going. So, all right, that's the list there. Let's talk about, do you want to talk about week 1 first, NFL, or do you want to talk about what you read this week?
Let's talk about what I read this week first.
All right, what we got? I know because you had
Okay.
mentioned you might read Jeanette McCurdy's book. You said you did not.
I did mention that. I meant to, and then I saw this book on Book Talk on TikTok, and this girl was raving about it, and I love the author, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta read that, and then I just got really into it. Okay, so this week I read Wild Love by Elsie Silver, and
Wild.
what's really what are you looking it
I'm
up?
just Googling it. Yeah.
Okay. What's really interesting about this author, and a lot of authors do this, especially with like romance novels for some reason, is they have multiple series, but like the series involve the other series.
Gotcha.
So like it's a separate series of books, but some of the characters are the same from other series from that author.
You know what you're describing right now?
I'm scared.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's a
Never
bunch
seen
of different
it.
movies and characters, and there's a Captain America storyline, but he also shows up in other movies. And Spider-Man shows up in other movies, just like they would in the books. Jenna, we're more alike than you think.
I've
Continue.
never seen a single one of those movies.
My challenge to you is watch all 35 MCU movies for next week.
No. Okay, so I had read one of her series already, and it was fun because this new series, it's not new series, new to me series, had characters from the other one in it.
Isn't it fun when they show up?
Sorry.
You're fine. It's fun when they show up, the little cameo. It's like a cameo in the movie.
It is.
You're dying over there. Again,
No,
this is
I already
just like
drank
the
my
MCU.
water.
This is just like the movie cinematic universe
I
because
I
the
didn't know
cameo
that's
shows
how
up.
Marvel works. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so imagine, like, you're watching a Captain America movie, and then Spider-Man shows up, and you're like, "Holy shit, that's the
Is
guy from that
is
other
the
thing."
Hulk part of that?
The Hulk is part of that.
I really like
Yeah.
the Hulk.
Why?
I just think if he were a real man, I'd have a crush on him.
The the green monster?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, but continue. How was the book?
It was really good. A quick read.
Okay.
Um,
How many pages? What's a quick read for you?
466.
Oh my
Wow, that's a lot
gosh.
longer than I thought it was.
You read that in 1 week?
I read it in 2 nights. 3
Oh my
3 nights.
god.
3 nights.
That's that's crazy. Built different.
Yeah.
What we need your, like, rating scale. Like, what's a good rating scale for these books that
Like
you start reading?
stars?
Yeah, should we go stars?
Mhm.
Like, out of 5 stars? Okay.
Yeah,
Or no, you're a teacher. Let's give it a grade.
I don't give grades. It's all standards based now.
Okay, well, if you were to give
Um,
grades out of
I would
100.
give it an A minus.
Okay, so like a 91?
Mhm.
Okay,
It was good.
that's solid.
I'm going to continue reading the rest of the series, so it's good.
Okay, so we're gonna
Um,
have to keep up on this.
yeah.
What's give me a brief synopsis of it.
Okay, so one thing you'll find a theme in the books I read is I like a billionaire as one of the
Okay.
main characters.
Okay.
The main guy, Ford, started like a streaming app, basically like Spotify,
Okay.
and made a shit ton of money, obviously. And then wanted to get out of the public eye, so moved back home, whatever, to a small town in whatever. That's irrelevant.
Okay.
And his best friend's little sister also moved back home.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Let me
then,
guess, they fall in love?
yeah. So
Oh
then
my, I knew it.
Ford
I'm so
finds
good.
out that he has a daughter, but not in like the usual way. He donated sperm once in his life for money to go to a concert.
The
And
billionaire did? So he was
yeah,
poor once, so it's a rags to riches.
no, he was not poor. His dad's a famous musician, but
So he
his dad didn't just like give him money,
so he
you know?
he had
So
to
he like
earn it
really wanted to
himself.
go to this concert, and so he went and donated sperm for
S
$100.
Dude, like, donate blood. Like, I don't know.
I don't You don't get paid to donate blood.
Like, you can donate you can donate, like, iron,
Plasma.
right? Plasma, that's the one.
Iron?
I don't know, I'm just saying words. Continue your synopsis, please.
Okay. Um, so he ends up having to not take custody of the girl, his daughter, but she comes and lives with him for a while because her mom has to go to rehab. So
Okay,
it's like
lot of storylines here.
yeah, that's the fun part.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping track.
Well, basically, he and the little sister fall in love, but it's like this huge drama because he doesn't want to tell the best friend and knows that it's going to like
Mm.
blow up. And she started working for him, so it's kind of uncomfortable. This is making it sound really boring, isn't it?
No, I'm in. I'm interested.
Okay.
I mean, if you had to explain "It Ends With Us" in a brief synopsis, it wouldn't sound like the most riveting thing in the
Well, it's
world.
also just like when there are so many storylines, it's hard to make it brief.
Yeah, and we also don't wanna, like, spoil
Especially if
the
you're
entire book for
oh yeah,
someone.
yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah, we gotta get better at that. We gotta figure out what best way to do this.
One
Again,
of our
we're in the
like
early phases of this show. We
okay.
wanna see where this goes. We could just be like, "Hey, spoiler warning, if you haven't watched this, skip ahead if you wanna read this book."
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. Because I
yeah.
guess I am kind of giving recommendations, aren't I?
Yeah, so maybe when you read it, we can give the rating,
Mhm,
give that brief synopsis that doesn't give away, like, the ultimate plot, and then we can kinda
mhm.
go from there. And then it will be good once we eventually get to the point where I do read and I can
Mhm.
read the same stuff and we can talk about that. So we can do that.
Also,
Anyways,
I'd like to preface that I am the kind of reader that reads one kind of book, and
okay.
all of my storylines are kind of similar.
Okay.
So that's I need to expand my palette for sure. But if
Perfect.
I just need
That's what this is
I
for.
know. But if I just need a quick read, I always go back to like kind of smutty basic romance novels.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. That sounds good. Let's move into some NFL talk and we'll keep it kind of brief today.
I'm sure
Week
you have a
1.
lot to say.
I don't have too much, other than the Vikings are so unbelievably back, and this is no joke, the most relaxed, stress-free Sunday I've had in 4 years.
I've seen you on those Sundays, and they're not fun.
Not fun, right?
Mhm.
This is the best
I'm
I've felt
happy for you.
because this is the first Vikings win by 3 scores in 4 years.
That's a big lead.
4 years. Most teams have like 20, 15, 10, at least 10 of those wins in the last 4 years. This is the first one since 2019,
Wow.
which is technically 5 years, but 4 seasons, whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. I didn't know what to do with myself in the fourth quarter because normally I'm pacing
What
up
time
back and
was the
forth.
game at?
Game was at 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's a good time.
A great time. Most
Yeah.
almost half the games are at that time. So there's 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 5 windows for
I
NFL
know. I
games.
could tell you them.
Let's go.
Okay, you've got Thursday night football.
There's 1.
You've got Monday night football.
There's 2. There's
You've
also a
got
extra 6th slot we'll talk about.
well, you mean like what the Packers did this week? The Friday?
No, that's the first time that's actually happened,
Okay.
but
I
I like
knew it
your
was
head time.
unusual. I wasn't gonna name
Okay.
that as a slot. You've got
What we just talked
well,
about.
Saturdays I know, stop. Saturdays are for college football.
Correct.
Sunday, noon. Yeah. Because, like you just said, the Vikings played at 1, but their time, it's noon.
What were we talking Central Time? Let's just go based off us, Eastern Time.
Okay. 1,
Okay.
4,
Okay.
8,
Sunday Night Football. There you go.
and
That's it.
Sunday
So
night
the
football.
game. So
I did
right
pretty good.
now, the Rams Lions just kicked off. So that game is happening right now. I will
That
watch
is
that.
so late.
A little bit, yeah. It do end pretty late. The extra 6th slot is the London games or the international games. So London games are usually at like I want to say 9
Is
a.m.
that
on
a
Sundays.
regular that's not a weekly occurrence, is it?
No, it happens more
Like
and
a couple
more
times a
often.
season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a couple times a
Okay.
season, usually mid-season. They're doing more and more. Like again, the Packers
Okay.
and Eagles on Friday was in Sao Paulo,
Yeah.
which is a story of itself, but kind of a messy situation. But
Why?
um, Sao Paulo is not the best place to be right now. Very dangerous. A lot of
Oh,
gang
really?
activity.
Oh.
Apparently, rumor has it, some of the gangs in Sao Paulo hate the color green, and they put the Packers and the Eagles there. Not the
Oh.
best move by the intern over there. I don't know if that's true. Someone told me that. I could be way off, but who knows? Anyways, yes, the Vikings played at 1 o'clock. We played the New York Giants. Now, yes, counter argument, the Giants are terrible, but what do you want us to do? We beat the
Oh,
brakes off
but
them.
cutie little Josh Allen. Honestly, he could have made my list.
Josh Allen's on the Buffalo Bills.
Ah, damn it.
which which I'll say this. I want to
The
do a
colors
segment
are
at
the same, aren't they?
yes,
Blue?
they are. Blue and red.
Okay.
Good call there.
Okay, so
Again,
my brain
we're
wasn't completely wrong.
Vikings played very, very good football. Sam Darnold, my quarterback for this year, looked very, very good. He started the game 12 for 12, was just dealing up and down the field. The defense was flying across the field. The Giants looked lost out there. I'm very, very excited for the rest of our
Can you
season. So
spell his last name for me?
Darnold.
Okay, I really hate his last name.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'll talk to him about that. Yeah, Vikings are 1-0. I'm very happy. This game could, if we would have lost this game, it would have been a very, very long season for us. And we don't blow people out. We blew them out. Very happy with how we performed.
I'm really happy
Did you
for you.
watch? Thank you. I appreciate it. Did you watch any football today?
Yeah,
What'd you take in? I want to get your thoughts.
I watched the Colts game.
Okay, what are your thoughts there? So Colts, hometown team, lost a close one. What are your takeaways?
They did. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
You notoriously hate the
They
Colts.
what?
You're very down on the Colts this year.
No, I don't hate the Colts. I like the Colts. Obviously, they're like my
You just don't
hometown team.
think they're going to be good.
That's not necessarily true. I think historically they have not been. Like in the
I mean,
past
they
5 years, they haven't been good.
okay. Fair,
We haven't had like a solid quarterback. Like there's
fair.
not any like big well-known names I feel like on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there.
I just feel like they're
I get
kind of
that.
there. You know?
So,
I
what are
would
your
love
thoughts on
for them
the
to be
game today?
um I think they looked better and played better than I thought they were going to. I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was.
Good analysis. Great analysis,
Was
Jenna.
it?
That's good. Good job. You nailed that. Who did they play?
Um
Who did they play? The one football game you watched today.
I have no idea. No, wait, the Lions.
I just told you the Lions kicked off 5 minutes ago. Okay, it's the team's based in Texas.
The Texans.
There you go. From what city?
You just said oh shit.
A state. I said a state.
Austin.
The Austin Texans. No.
Dallas.
Close. Not as close.
Houston. It's Houston. It's Houston.
Houston Texans, correct. There you go. Which, if you remember from last week, is the team that's predicted to win that division. The team that you chose to win that division, the Tennessee Titans, lost to the Chicago Bears in kind of embarrassing fashion. They had a
Oh yeah, my neighbor was talking about that.
17-0 lead. Bears were looking bad, and then the Texans choked
They
big
came
time.
back.
Yes.
I want to hear what your opinion of the Colts game was. Do you agree with me?
I think it's very hit or miss with the Colts
Mhm,
this year. The
mhm.
defense was I don't know much about the Colts defense going into it. Granted, all my friends are Colts fans, so they're probably more optimistic than most. AR himself, I'm not a hater of AR, despite what people may say. He looked great. He's flashy. I don't know if he can put it together for a full game. He had great moments. He has a long bomb. The athleticism, the talent is there. He can be flashy and win a lot of games or make a lot of plays. I don't know if he can be consistent enough to be what the Colts fans expect him to be. That's my worry there. But he's flashy. He can make every throw on the field. But he can also throw 3 picks in a game, and he kind of runs reckless. I'm worried about him staying healthy, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my take on the Colts. Other headlines around the NFL, we had
Packers get beat up by a gang in Sao Paulo.
yeah, basically Packers lose
Jordan
and
Love injured.
yep, out for a few
I'm
weeks.
really
How
glad that it's not a season ender because it was looking like it could be.
yeah,
Um,
it was
luckily it's
scary there for a moment.
just like a strain, right? Just like
Yep.
he
I think
didn't
he's out
tear it, he just like pulled it. I
basically.
think.
Yeah. I think MCL strain. So
Yeah,
out for I
he's
think
out for 4 weeks.
3 to 5 weeks is I think what I saw. So glad he's not seriously hurt there. Other
Mhm.
takeaways.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't want root for injuries. I want to beat them healthy. I want them to be fully healthy, and I want to still beat them. It feels better.
You
So
probably will. So
I don't root for injuries, but it sounds like Vikings Packers I think is in week 4, so I think he's not going to be there. So
oh.
their backup is Malik Willis.
No, they're
We'll
not.
see.
They're not using either of their backups. They pulled in a new guy.
Did they? Who?
I don't know his name, but they're
Are
not
you
using.
breaking news to me?
They cut their backups and they got somebody else.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, then Google it.
I am.
I don't know. I guess they didn't like their backups.
I mean, I'm very much right here.
No, my uncle just told me that today.
I mean, right now Malik Willis is scheduled to start, but they are looking at outside options potentially. But I
See,
I was more right than you.
I disagree. That was still news to you.
You did. I mean, their quarterback next week will be Malik Willis. I promise that.
Okay.
Want to bet?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that happened with the Packers. Other news around the NFL. Wait, have you seen the new kickoff?
What?
Have you seen the new kickoff rules?
No?
If you watch the kickoff, if you have watched a little of the game tonight before you go to bed, the kickoff is
Wait,
weird.
pause real quick.
Okay.
Do you know the power that you have? You could tell me whatever you wanted.
That's such a good point. I
Like,
didn't think about
for a
and
second there, I thought you might be lying.
I swear an oath right now, I will not pull that type of prank on you during this show. This show is strictly educational. We are both here
Okay.
putting our ego aside, attempting to learn. Okay?
Okay.
And you can't do the
Yes,
same shit either because you could have just made up that synopsis about the book.
I did.
Stop.
I didn't
No,
even
you
read a
didn't.
book this week.
Stop. Stop. I Google it. The book exists. Okay, we have to. I swear an oath, I will not do that. I promise.
Okay.
Hand to God. Okay. New kickoff rules are interesting. So everyone starts towards the end zone where the ball is being kicked. The kicker's by himself now, and then he kicks it. And then once
They don't run out with him?
no, so they wanted to stop like full force running
Rushing the
momentum
kicker?
collisions because think about it, they're
Rushing the
running.
kicker.
No, this is for kickoffs where no one's rushing.
Oh,
So they scored a touchdown.
I hear what you're saying when they're just straight sprinting straight at each other.
Yeah, that's a lot of momentum, big hits, more injuries that way. So now they're all starting towards the guy
That's why
catching
our
the ball.
helmets need more padding.
It's true, 100%.
Mhm. Yep.
So yeah, next time keep an eye out for that. Other news around the NFL, Joe Burrow and this Bengals might stink. They lost to the Patriots, who you predicted would be good. They might
You
be
said
good.
they're like the worst. Oh, really?
They have the worst roster in the NFL, and they won today. They beat the Bengals.
Breaking news. Wow.
You might be right. You might know more ball than me, to be honest. So
Sometimes
good.
I am right.
So I apologize. I thought
Thank
the
you.
Patriots would be terrible. They beat the Bengals. They still might suck, but Joe Burrow did not look great. The Bengals did not look
Oh,
great.
Joe Burrow was almost on my list too.
Yeah, what do you think of his new hair?
He cut it?
He
The
buzzed it.
flow?
Buzz.
Oh.
I'm
I
so
don't
sorry to
I
be the
don't
one to tell you this.
I don't love a buzz.
I thought he pulled it off, but I could be wrong. I don't
Buzz.
think I'm the intended audience for him.
Oh,
Besides
it's
his
bleach
football talent.
blonde. He looks like Ken.
In a good way?
I'm just Ken. Yeah.
Okay. So they might stink. The other last thing NFL wise I want to talk about is the Falcons Steelers game, which I mentioned last week is going to be the overreaction game where people are going to freak out about. Here's the deal. So my former quarterback, Kirk Cousins, not a great day for him. Not
Really?
great. Looked bad.
Do you feel
And
bad for him?
No, I root for Kirk. I like Kirk. I think he got a raw end of the deal with us. People didn't give him the credit he deserved. I hope Kirk is successful. Here's his situation. The Falcons drafted a quarterback in the top 10 of this past NFL draft. Former IU quarterback, actually,
Can you
Michael
pause a
Penix
second?
Jr. Sure.
The Steelers did?
The Falcons.
The Falcons did. In the top
Which
10 of the NFL draft. So if they have that pick, that means that they weren't very good last year, right?
they weren't. So they went out before the draft. They got Kirk Cousins because they thought we need a quarterback. Their roster wasn't bad. They don't have a good quarterback. They went out, signed Kirk Cousins, paid him more money than the Vikings, my team, was willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I was kind of upset about that because I wanted Kirk to come back because I like Kirk. I think he's a great quarterback.
Okay.
But then I got my quarterback, whatever. So the Falcons, they go get Kirk Cousins. And then for some reason, they decide to draft a quarterback in the top 10, which is
What? Why would they
exactly
pay
great
all that
reaction. You're getting this. You're getting the NFL, Jenna, more than you know.
money? I
It makes
know.
no sense. We
No,
were
I
free.
do know.
Everyone made a big fuss over that. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Also, Michael Penix is very old.
Michael Penix?
The quarterback they drafted. Yeah.
Michael Penix. I bet he got made fun of in middle school.
Yeah. I mean, he went to IU. He's very good.
I didn't say where he went to college.
So, anyways, so he's very old for a rookie quarterback. He's like 25, 26, which is very, like, for example, my quarterback, JJ McCarthy's 21. So you have more years with him.
Okay.
Now, the question is, everyone thought that draft pick was crazy because they're in win now mode. They paid Kirk Cousins a ton of money. Why'd you draft Michael Penix? Kirk kind of struggled today. There might be some
They threw
chatter.
in. I have a
Michael
question.
Penix.
I have a
Yeah, I have an
question.
answer. Yeah.
Let's say you have two really good quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Can you put one in for half the game and put the other in for the other half?
You
Is it
could.
like soccer where you can just sub them out?
Yeah, you can sub anyone out whenever. It rarely happens without injury. Sometimes
Why?
it's bad play. Sometimes if like someone's playing bad, you'll put in the backup.
Right.
Because I think
But what if they use that as a tactic?
I like what you're thinking. The only issue is I
But
think football is a lot of timing and chemistry with your receivers, quarterback to receivers. So they're working with each other all week long on certain plays, installing certain plays, working with the same guys. And then the backup is working with the backups. So it's hard. There's just not enough practice reps to go around for both guys to be ready to perform well. And then also, if you have two really good quarterbacks, they're both going to want to start the whole game. So then you'll have to pay them
who
somehow.
cares what they want?
It should be an NFL owner. Say, screw the players. Let's just win. So, I mean, that's an option. Hasn't really been done in the NFL before. You could be breaking some new ground there. But anyways, they have Michael Penix now. That could be the argument now is, do we think about potentially bringing him in, even though we just paid Kirk a bajillion dollars?
Who cares about the money? Play the player that's going to be better.
Good
It's not
point.
like
The problem is they don't know with Penix. And then if you bench Kirk now, you lose him. Like,
how? Why?
because egos get hurt, and it's human nature.
This isn't making any sense to me.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a very sticky situation in Atlanta. So we'll see what happens with it's a situation to keep an eye on. So if you're bored on a next Sunday, and you're like, I don't really want to watch the Colts, maybe throw on the Falcons game and see what's happening
Colts
over
to
there.
the
So
Packers next week.
that is true. That's a game to watch for next
That'll
week. That'll be
actually
interesting.
probably be a decent game because they're both not great.
There you go. Vikings have a very tough one against the 49ers next week. So that'll be a
Nick
very
Bosa's
tough
going to
battle.
get in there and really lay it down on them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm gonna give my MVP so far. If I were to name the MVP after week 1, I'm gonna give it to someone you brought up earlier. I'm gonna give it to Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a great game, comeback win over the Cardinals.
With the Bills?
With the Bills, he's looking good, looking solid. Is he
I
still
bet
dating
Haley
Haley
was
Steinfeld?
so excited for him.
It's just about to ask that. Are they still dating?
Yeah.
That's the
They
most
just
low key power couple.
they just went what is Instagram official, I guess?
Oh, just now?
She
I feel like they've been dating for a while.
Yeah, they have. But they hadn't like posted each other cuz like it is low key. And I think she just did it like in a drop with a bunch of photos and it was just like one of them.
Interesting. I feel like that is a very low key power couple because they are both
For
pretty
sure.
massive stars. So
Yeah.
that's very
Yeah.
interesting. I kind of
Would
like that. I kind
you
of like that
consider
they're
her a
under the
massive star?
huh?
Would you consider her a massive star?
She's a big name. I would say maybe not A-list, B-list.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Josh Allen would be my MVP for the NFL.
Why?
All right. He had a great game. It's only
Oh,
1 week, so he had a great game. What to watch for next week? We have the Colts Packers, like you said, and the Bengals. Like I said, they looked terrible. They play at Kansas City, so that could be a very tough start for Cincinnati. They could be 0-2. 0-2 is not a good place to be in the NFL. That's a very tough place to win. Something to keep
Joe
an eye on.
Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, it's going to be a great matchup. We'll see what happens there. All
Do you
right,
think
anything
Taylor
else you
will be
got?
there?
Yeah, I think Taylor will be there. She's off tour, right? She's just
Did
hopping
you
around.
see her at the game last week?
Yeah, she was at the US Open today too,
Okay, how can he just like do that?
because they played on Thursday.
I know, but doesn't he like need to be practicing or something?
Usually, if you
I
play
feel
Thursday, you
like
have like the weekend off.
most players aren't just like out and about like that right after a game though.
Agreed. I mean, I
I
bet
think
they
most
are, but
players do.
they don't they don't have 100 people following them with cameras videotaping them.
I guess that's a good point.
So because he's with Taylor Swift, we know where he is at all times.
Sure do.
Yeah, we do. All right, anything else you got for this week?
No, I'm gonna try to read a different a different genre this week.
Fair enough. I will.
Yeah, you
I
don't
don't know
sound
what I'm
excited
gonna
about
read.
that.
No, let's
No,
again.
I
I
don't
want.
want
I
you
want.
to, I don't want you to read. You have to watch the movie My Sister's Keeper this
Okay, I will
week.
watch that, and then please, people, if you're watching this, leave recommendations. Find something that we could both read, and then we can talk about it. I think that'll be the best bet moving forward. Is find something that we read together and then talk about it.
Like a book club.
Exactly. There we go. I think that could work. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you watched this far, like the video, subscribe. See you guys next
You've
week.
watched this far.
I mean, yeah, you committed the time.
Hopefully.
All right. See you guys next week. Peace.